Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. I have good news. So glad you're joining me today. It's a beautiful spring day here in northern Colorado, and I'm happy to announce the kittens have arrived. They're here. They're here. I went out this morning, and there she be with all her 5 little babies. And I have a little video I want to share with you of it. It's just so special, so sweet. I have to share it with you. So if you're not a cat lover, bear with me. But you got to check this out. This is my little Scratches, is what I call her, and she's had 5 little kittens. Here it is. Take a look. I'll tell you, she doesn't need me at all. You know, they really do not need me. They do not need me at all. I mean, she is got everything under control. She's doing wonderful. The babies already look like they're thriving. They're moving around. I think they can't be more than just a couple of hours old, really, when I saw them this morning from that video. So everything is going awesome. And it's just another reminder, that nature knows best. And gosh, I'm just like in this weird space right now. Maybe because it's spring, maybe because I'm getting old. I don't know what it is, but I'm absolutely mesmerized by life right now, by nature. The tulips are coming up here on the farm. There's green showing everywhere now out in the pasture, and the cows are active, and nobody's miserable because the snow's all gone. It just seems like the animals are happier, and the birds are chirping, and there's little nests all over the farm. And I'm just so grateful to be living amongst it. It truly is an anchor. Nature is such an anchor for us. And, it's all around us, yet somehow we get absorbed into our busy lives with our problems and all the things we have to do, and we really take it for granted. I think, looking back, especially like before COVID, I can remember myself walking past things that I and not paying them much attention. And now I have a new look on nature. And I'm just hanging on to it with all my might because I know it's our anchor. And as we move into this new, digital revolution, it just makes me feel very fierce about protecting it. Just I feel like I have to protect it and keep it safe from whatever's coming our way when it comes to this digital revolution. So these little moments that I get on the farm when there's new babies and new life, it just reaffirms the work that I do and why I do it, and how important it is, that everybody realize how the value of nature and what it provides in return to us. So just a cool day here at 1890 Homestead. I wanted to share that with you. I have a fantastic show ready for you today. We're going to be talking about, first of all, we're going to talk about the state of our healthcare. And then we're going to talk about some digital stuff that's going on with, we're going to be getting rid of boarding passes and tickets and all that stuff. So that's the digital journey pass that's coming soon, real soon. And maybe you've seen some stuff with Real ID on social media recently. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts around that and what I think's happening. There are 6 mRNA vaccines that are currently in phase 3 trials. So we're going to cover those, talk about those. This is a really interesting story. Did you know that they are using bacteria to kill cancer cells? And this is a really interesting story that Suzanne Humphreys actually posted recently about measles and its ability to possibly fight cancer. So that's really interesting. So anyway, we got a great show planned for you. I want to get started here with this top story because it is really disturbing, and I can't even really express the anger that I felt watching this video. So let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it. But I'm warning you in advance, your anger meter is going to go through the roof. Watch this.
I still can't believe this happened with my dad at the hospital. Here is the actual recording I made with my phone.
Hello. Hello. Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. My dad's up in the PCU right now, and when he checked in, the ER doc that was here said, first question he was asked was, "Did you take the COVID booster?" Mm-hmm. And then the doctor said not to do it. Mm-hmm. His neighbor was just admitted to the ICU today. And the first question that doctor asked him was, "Did you take the COVID booster?" And he had taken it Tuesday. And he's asking, like, in my mind, that the doctor here must know that, like, there's something wrong with the COVID booster.
Sometimes it does cause cardiomyopathy. It basically enlarges the heart. That's usually one of the concerns that why we ask about the vaccine.
I mean, you see a lot of people that have that in? Because, like, he asked my dad and my neighbor. I mean,
it's a common question we ask everybody. If they've gotten the vaccine, then what? We look at the chest X-ray and see if the heart's enlarged. So it's one of the side effects that we've seen from the vaccines.
Don't you think human beings have a right to hear this, like, on the news? Like, it's like, and the reason I'm asking is very personal to me. My wife's best friend died on April 6, 2021, in her sleep at age 47, right? Sure. And I spent the last 3.5 years, like, wrestling with all of the people I encounter, because, like, I never took it. And because our friend died. And it's 3.5 years later, we have heart problems. The ER doc, the first question they ask is, like, "Did you take the booster?" Right.
So it's important to do your research.
And 100% of people think that, have you ever seen on the news or the newspaper or from the CDC or the FDA? Like, it drives me bananas. It makes me so sad.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can fight that good fight. Call your senator, call the CDC.
That's all I've done for 3.5 years. But here, you guys are on the front lines. The ER doctor. What about him? What is his role in the process, right? What is your role in the process? Like, can you sit here with a good conscience and not call Channel 9 News and like let this go on and on and on? I mean,
hey Jerry, we're done here. We're done. We're done.
Are we done? Like, what are you gonna escort me out? I mean,
yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Your personal beliefs are your personal beliefs. That's fine. I don't need to go to Channel 9 and start talking.
I'm just telling you, two people. This is in the last 2 weeks, right?
I know.
You got it? Yeah.
I know. Have a good day.
All right, let's go. All right, thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one.
So what you've just watched there is a recording of an exchange in an emergency room between, just a regular guy and a nurse and a doctor. And I don't even have words for this. I just want to point out a couple of things because that video goes by pretty quickly. And that's probably the third time I've watched it and picked up something new. That's why it's important to do your research, the nurse says. That's why it's important to do your research. Do you remember when the late night crew, Jimmy and all the rest of them were telling us how stupid we were to do our own research. Do you remember when CNN said, you don't have to do your own research? Don't tell me that you need to do research. You're not an expert. I'm blown away, and I have a lot more to say about this. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We have to take a break, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Did you know that 60% of American adults live with at least one chronic disease? At Inside Health, they take the mystery out of wellness with extensive testing and customized lifestyle plans, all from the comfort of your home.
I've struggled with low energy and digestive issues for years, and no doctor could give me real answers. Working with Inside Health was a game changer.
As a mom, I'm always putting my family's health first, but I was neglecting my own. Inside Health changed that. I started feeling better almost immediately.
Inside Health services help you and your family achieve whole body health with non-invasive personalized care. They listen to your concerns and health goals. They will pinpoint areas where your body needs support. They will create a simple, actionable plan just for you. Call them today, 970-685-8060, or visit InsideHealth.com.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 and olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints, and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a
Want more from Naturally Inspired Radio? Well, you can get more. Unlock exclusive content with Naturally Inspired Backstage Pass. You can go behind the scenes and dive deeper into the conversations that matter most. When you join, you'll get commercial-free interviews. You'll get extended guest segments. You'll get premium health tips and resources, special access to member-only videos and content. And if you love the show and want more truth and more solutions and more inspiration, this is your all-access pass to real health freedom. So head to naturallyinspiredradio.com. Just click on the Backstage Pass graphic to join now. Support the truth. Stay inspired. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com. Click Backstage Pass and step into a whole new level of the show. I got to get back to this, and I'm going to try not to lose my mind here because I just the level of ignorance. This is why I don't even go into these places, because it's hard for me to walk past a pharmacy. It's hard for me to walk past a pharmacy that has a flag outside of it that says, "Get your free COVID shot here." Yeah, it's free. Why is it free? If something's free, that means you're the product. Okay, so this exchange is, it's really something, right? The nurse says, that's why it's important to do your own research. Do not tell me you're the expert and then tell me to do my own research, right? Because that's how these practitioners walk around, these arrogant, pro-vax, medical model mafia pushers act. We're the experts. How dare you? My doctor said I shouldn't listen to your show because you aren't a doctor. Okay, you're right. I'm not a doctor. But if you're going to be the expert, then don't tell me to do my own research if you're the expert. That's why it's important to do your own research. Meanwhile, these nurses, these doctors, these practitioners were jabbing people with the poison and collecting a check to do it. They were paid more. They got paid more to inject you. Drive-through injection spots. Do you remember those? Drive-through injections. That's what we were dealing with. These people were certainly the experts then. They didn't want you to do any research. Don't confuse your Googling with my medical degree. Do you remember that one? Now that it's abundantly clear that these things are killing people, that they are causing blood clots, heart attacks, autoimmune issues, all kinds of things, right? Pick your poison. Now that it's pretty well known and that everybody acknowledges that these things cause side effects, well, that's why it's important to do your own research. My mind explodes. Just like I was talking about yesterday, let it be known. Let everybody understand there are no experts right now. There are no experts. It all was a lie. There are lies that are so deep and so long, you can't possibly call yourself an expert. You've been raised in an institution, indoctrinated through an institution that is built on lies. So don't even come at me with your expert arrogance. Second of all, the doctor says, it's a common question we ask after vaccination, because it's a side effect of the vaccine. The heart gets enlarged. Does it? Does it? So you mean when we were trying to share videos on Facebook of emergency room visits with young boys who had myocarditis because of the vaccine, and they were getting taken down? Remember that? When they were getting taken down? Now you're telling us, doctor, that this is a known thing, so known that you ask the question? Have you taken the COVID shot when someone comes in with a heart attack or in distress? A little dirty secret here, I guess you've been carrying around with you, going to work every single day, getting paid. A little dirty secret. Because it's a common question they ask. And then, when this guy, you can tell his emotions are raw because his wife's best friend died in her bed in her 40s. Why aren't you telling anybody about this? Well, I'm just doing my job. This is something that I just cannot accept. Okay, I cannot accept that you're just doing your job. That is how horrible things happen, and we've just come off of that. You're willing to look the other way. I'm just doing it. It's not I just want to live my life. I don't know. It's not. I heard it all. I heard it all. I heard it all. And no. It's not okay. They're not good people trapped in a bad system. Not if they are not willing to act accordingly. Right? So you're in the system. You better find a way. You better find a way to not commit crimes against people if you're going to stay in the system. You better find a way. You better find a nice little independent practice. You better find somewhere where you can actually practice medicine, or you better get out. There is no excuse for this guy. No excuse. What's happening here with these doctors who stay in this system, they're not practicing medicine. They are captured by corporations. They follow directives. And whether those directives kill people, maim people, injure people, does not matter to them. This arrogant guy says, oh, fight the good fight. Go fight the good fight, right? Go tell your senator. You're on the front line, buddy. You're the one administering the poison. You're the one who can actually be the safeguard in between the corporation and human beings, your fellow human beings. Humans, you have a duty. You have a duty to do no harm. Aside from that, from your Hippocratic oath, what about just being a decent, moral human being? What about that? These people know that most people recovered from COVID. They know they did. Yes, they treated cases of people who had comorbidities like obesity and other chronic illnesses that put them at risk. But they know for the most part, if you were healthy, that you could get through COVID. There were therapeutics. There were doctors speaking out about their real-time therapeutics. You're telling me these physicians never saw any of this? You'd have to be living under a rock. Yes, stuff was censored, but the message still was getting out there. You cannot tell me these people did not know and still continue to practice in this way from the corporate protocol down, and they don't know. It's just not possible. So the question is, what responsibility do these people have? What responsibility do these people have? I'll tell you, it's not to stay there in that capacity and push poison. It's not to stick your head in the sand and ignore it and continue on. The protocols still available to treat COVID are remdesivir and ventilation. Those things, for the most part, end up in death. These people are not innocent, and we have to start facing the facts here. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Are you tired of expensive, stressful veterinarian visits? You're not alone. A lot of people are tired. They're so expensive. So chronic conditions in pets have doubled in the last decade, and most of them are preventable. So what if your pet could live longer and healthier naturally? At Naturally Inspired, our preferred pet products are designed for pet parents who love their pets like family, and we offer natural solutions for allergies, digestion, inflammation, for healthier coats, joints, and energy, fewer medications, and fewer vet appointments. It's time to ditch the drug cycle and start using real effective health support, just like you would for yourself. So go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on preferred pet products, and give your best friend the wellness they deserve. I was thinking about this story with this doctor and nurse, and I'm trying to figure out why, right? You know, I try to figure out why these people continue to enable a completely evil medical mafia system. How do you work in that? How do you work in that? I want to try to understand, I saw a figure today that only 19% of Americans did not get the COVID shot. Only 19%. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I mean, I think there was a lot of people that faked it. There was a lot of people that were getting cards, if you know what I mean. Not that I know any of them or anything. I don't, but I just know that it was being done. I know that it was being done. So how are these people staying in this? Why are they staying in this medical mafia paradigm? I mean, kudos to all of you that did leave and that started something new. Many people I know left, right? They started, IV places. They pivoted. They pivoted, right? They got out and they pivoted into something else because they couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand being a part of it. So kudos to all those people. I know it wasn't easy, and I'm so grateful that you did that. So there are other people who went out and started their own practices together. You know, they formed a little physicians group and they started their own practice. And that's amazing. And there may be some people who were sheltered, you know, that they had an existing practice and they were able to work in that because of like minds in that practice, and they sheltered themselves from the corporate craziness and capture of a hospital system. So there were exceptions. I'm not trying to lump everybody in, but this scenario is happening all the time. I get texts on my text line of people who are terrified to go into a hospital to get the procedure that they need to get. They're terrified because they don't trust you. Providers, hospitals, they don't trust you. And I don't blame them one bit because of that. Because of that scenario we just watched right there. That is why they don't trust you. You're not going to save them. You're not going to save them. You're going to choose your job. So what is it? What is it that's keeping people there? Well, I have to think about, it's got to be status. It's got to be status. It's got to be money and status. Because imagine you go to medical school for all these years and then everybody tells you how great you are because you're a doctor, right? Oh, I love my doctor. My doctor's so awesome. Oh, he's a doctor. She's a doctor. Doctor, right? That doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I mean, it's not a blanket term that means anything to me anymore. I judge people based on their character and who they are. And there are wonderful doctors out there who did the right thing, and there are doctors like this guy. And so doctor doesn't give you a pass anymore. Just like I was saying, there is no expert anymore, right? We have all these labels for people that come with a specific kind of connotation to them. Teacher. Oh, they must be fantastic. They're a teacher. I mean, teachers are wonderful. Are they? Are they? You can't use that blanket term anymore. And that goes for doctors as well, because we've learned that doctors actually care more about their status and money and their position in the world than they do your care. And that's evident here. So the status, you know, you go through school, you get indoctrinated, you get all this praise, you're a doctor now. It's going to be pretty hard to give that up. You walk away from your position from the medical mafia, and you got to give up some of that status. You got to give up that money. You got to give up that status so you don't. But here's the thing. What is status when you're working for an institution that's evil? Are you the most evilest of all? Because the institution is corrupt and evil. It's evil. So what are you holding on to? You're holding on to your position in an evil empire? And you can come at me and say, well, they do good things, you know, they save people. Yeah, they do save people in the emergency room, but there's a big problem here. There's a big problem here. And only 19% of people didn't take the big problem. So you have an opportunity to do something about that, right? You can stand in between the corporation that's pushing it down everybody's throat and the patient. And you don't do it. And you don't do it because you're concerned about your status and your money. And you don't want to upset the apple cart. This thing's working pretty good for you. Never mind that you could be an accomplice to killing people. To killing people. Children are getting this still today. It's not okay. It's not okay. And this arrogant doctor, fight the good fight, go tell your senator. Fight the good fight and go tell your... I'd love to interview this guy. I'd love to interview this guy. I need to understand how you continue to do this type of work in this model. I need to understand this because it is just pure evil. You know, people are like, why, how does that happen? Why do people go along with it? Evil acts have been happening since the beginning of time. And people have gotten good at covering them up, for sure. But this is pure evil. This is pure evil. We haven't even begun to heal from this stuff. And I don't think healing's possible until we get acknowledgement. And that's going to have to come from the healthcare industry. There's going to have to be some kind of acknowledgement for people to start regaining trust, because right now, as we sit today, this thing happened not long ago. Like, we have no trust, and it's completely warranted why we have no trust. Do not go to a hospital by yourself. I'm going to say that because I need to say that. Do not go there by yourself. Have an advocate with you. Be very clear about your plan for care, and know and understand who your physician is as a person. As a person, get a feel for who this person is. Because you go to work every day and you say nothing about something that you know is harming people, and you'd continue to partake in the system, there's something wrong with you. There's something deeply, deeply wrong with you if you're still contributing to the system. If you're still administering COVID shots, oh my gosh. Lord, have mercy on your soul. I mean that. I mean that, because there is no way you could possibly do that in good conscience. There's no way you haven't seen a social media post. There's no way you haven't heard a story. There's no way. And you're doing that for the pure benefit of yourself and nobody else. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm sorry I had to go off on that so long, but this energy's got to go somewhere. We'll be back with a Naturally Inspired moment. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Here's a statistic that should wake us all up. More than 90% of all disease is lifestyle related and preventable. So if you're feeling frustrated with your health or sick of being told pharmaceuticals are the only option for you, and you wonder why nothing seems to work long term, what if you could finally feel better with real natural solutions? Introducing Naturally Inspired Lifestyle Coaching, your personalized path to healing and freedom. You're going to learn how to solve health issues with proven natural lifestyle strategies. You're going to rebuild your confidence and trust in your body. You're going to gain self-reliance so you never feel helpless again. And you're going to improve your overall health without side effects. So whether you're dealing with fatigue or gut issues, anxiety, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, this coaching is for you. So it's time to stop guessing. Join us at naturallyinspiredcoaching.com or text me 720-303-8868 to get started. Feel better, live better, be inspired, and let's get back to the natural you. Tonight we have our last free trial group coaching call. And so if you'd like to join us, just text me 720-303-8868. And you can text me the word wait list or the two words wait list, and I'll be sure to send you the link to get on tonight and put you on the wait list, because we're doing a little different. We're going to break off into cohorts and actually target different groups to get more targeted results. So let's get into the naturally inspired moment for today. Sometimes a change of perspective is really what you need. So think about this. We get so focused on our problems that we tend to forget about all our past successes. And success is really a pile of failures that you're standing on. So all your failures, create, mine are huge. So there's a big heap of failures. And when you get to success, you're actually standing on top of all those failures, right? All the tried and all the failure that you put into things to get where you are today. And we often lose perspective of that, right? We tend to think that our past experiences determine our future outcomes, and they don't. So today I want to go through 5 strategies for you to help you recognize, recognize that getting to your success is failure. You have to fail in order to get to where you want to be. It's just part of the process, right? Failure is part of the process. And that you've done this before with many things. You've just kind of forgot about it. You didn't come out of the womb walking, right? How many times did you have to fail learning to walk before you got it down and you were able to walk? Or riding a bike. How many times did you take your bike out and, you're wobbling all over the place and you're putting your feet down? It takes a long time before you're actually able to ride that bike. So you're used to doing this. You're used to failing into success. But for some reason, it seems like the more we want something, the more we are intolerant to failure when it comes to reaching our success. So here are a few things, 5 things that you can apply that'll help you keep going. Because the only way you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve is if you quit. You can pivot. Other things will come into the, equation and move you, or you adapt. But the only way you truly fail is if you quit. So the magic is in keeping yourself going. So here are 5 things. Number 1, be proactive. So plan ahead for things, right? Plan ahead. When it comes to your health, say if you're on a weight loss journey, pre-track your meals, pre-track your appointments for working out and whatnot. That makes a commitment, whether you're using a digital tracker or you're, keeping track in a journal, doesn't matter, whatever works best for you, but you got to have some kind of tracking system. And when you pre-track, it's almost like, okay, I've already done that. Now I have to follow through with what I was going to do. And so be proactive in every sense of the word, right? There's nothing worse than having regrets because you didn't do this or that, right? It's more energy than the actual activity. The energy you put out, stressing out and feeling guilty and feeling bad about what you didn't do, that takes up more energy than it would to just do it. And we can get really caught up in that cycle. So number 2, understand that the way your brain works is that you're motivated by defending or you're driven by attaining something. So this is the way your brain works. Research suggests we work better when we are defending something or we are trying to acquire something. So think about that, right? If you're trying to acquire food, you're driven because you're hungry, right? And if there's a predator around, then you're driven to defend things because you're concerned about your safety or you're concerned about the safety of the people you love. This is the way your brain works. You're either driven to acquire stuff or you're driven to defend stuff. So use that as a strength. It's your strength. It's part of being human. So use it as a strength. I create scenarios in my mind. When I was training for marathons and whatnot, I would make up little scenarios when I started to get tired. I would say, if you don't finish this run, this bad thing's going to happen to you. This is what I had to do to push through to get to the mileage that I wanted to run. So you have to play little games with yourself to keep yourself motivated, but understand that that's how your brain works, right? If you don't make it here, then this is going to happen. So work with your strengths. Either, you're driven to acquire something or you're driven to defend something. The next thing is, the more repetition, the easier things get. Okay. So don't discount momentum. So it may not be the best day to do the activity. It may not be the best workout you ever had. It may not have been the best meal you ever had, but you got it done. right? And so look at the thing as a whole, because momentum is greatly underestimated, right? Putting in the action every single day, even if it's not perfect, it matters. It builds momentum. And then all the tiny little actions and decisions that you made, they stack up. And pretty soon you're standing at the finish line with your results. Don't underestimate momentum. Oh, it doesn't matter if I skip this one. Oh, it doesn't matter if I slack off here. No, it does. It does. And understand that momentum keeps you going, right? It adds up together. Success is not linear, so stop expecting that it is. It doesn't go, okay, today I'm making a change, and tomorrow's going to be better, and the day after that's going to be better, and the day after that is better. It doesn't work that way. It's not linear. It goes, today was good. Tomorrow was great. The next day was excellent. Oh, fourth day sucked, right? That's just how it is because you're human. The important thing is to focus on how fast you can get back on track. That should be the measurement for you. So it's not about staying perfect all the time. It's not about staying perfect. It's about how fast can I get back up when I've gotten off track. So don't let it go. If you do something and you have a cheat meal, don't let it roll into, you do that for lunch. Don't let it roll into dinner. Don't let it roll into tomorrow's breakfast, right? How fast can, I screwed up. I had this meal. Shouldn't have had that. I feel terrible now, but I'm getting back on track on dinner. How fast you can get back up. That's the measurement you should be focusing on. And the fifth thing is self-efficacy. You have to believe that your actions will lead to your desired results. And how do you do that? If you don't have the results for yourself, follow someone else's results, right? Immerse yourself in stories, in podcasts, in groups, community groups like the Naturally Inspired Coaching Group, and borrow their stories, right? Those success stories. You don't have the success yourself. You have to find someone who has it to build belief, because if they can do it, you absolutely can do it. You've been listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. We're about to go into hour 2, where Bob Greska is going to be joining us from Greska C60. I'm so excited to talk to Bob. It's been a little minute. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints, and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, Text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Bob Greska will be joining us shortly, sometime, I think, within the next few minutes. So we'll be watching for his entrance here on the live stream. You know, I'm getting used to the live stream. I've been on radio for quite some time. And so the live stream is, it's a little different, but I like it. I love hearing your comments or seeing your comments in the chat. So definitely drop a comment, share the show with someone. You know, if you think that someone could really benefit from connecting to Real Solutions for Health, share the show with them, because you never know. I get some of the most incredible stories on my text line where people share with me their success and how they've connected with a new provider, they've connected with a different course of action to take, and it's made all the difference to them. And so make sure you share it, because it really does matter. Okay, while we're waiting for Bob, let's move on to one of our stories here, because these are very, very important. So you've heard this stuff about Real ID, right? The Real ID is this new system for, you know, a lot of people aren't buying it, you know, like, why do we need Real ID instead of what's wrong with our driver's license? What's wrong with our passport? What's the Real ID thing all about? It's been in the works, I guess, for quite some time. So, it sounds like we have a Bob joining us now. So we'll cut straight to Bob, but we will get back to the Real ID, that the digital ID that is coming down the pipeline, because I know many people are aware of it and they need to know about it. So we'll definitely get back. So stay tuned for that. But right now, Bob Greska is an aerospace materials engineer that changed his career direction from building spacecraft to health and human performance. He is the CEO and founder of Greska C60, which is an incredible supplement based on carbon, which is the very essence of life. Bob Greska, welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. How are you?
Hi, Tammy. Great to be here. How about yourself?
Doing good. How are you doing? You moved into a new house and all this stuff. We haven't seen you for a little while.
Yeah, it's been hectic moving and everything like that. So it's been quite the task to get everything all set up. And yeah, you know, moving is not fun. You know?
No, it's not. But I bet you're glad you're in now.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Well, you know, there's a lot of stuff to do still, but it's okay. Unpacking box, finding stuff, you know, you push it in a box and you go, oh, well, I'll get that. I know what's in a box. It'll take months, but it'll be fun.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear it. So I want to tell our audience today about Greska C60. There's a lot of concern out there today, especially with viruses, right? We've seen an outbreak in measles. I've seen some, like, what I call Franken viruses, which is, you know, coming up with weird rashes, and kids are just, you know, getting all this weird stuff that it doesn't quite look like the old stuff. It might be new stuff. Who knows what's going on out there? But as parents and as adults, we want to have some protection, you know, from this type of stuff. And of course, we want it to be natural, because we don't want any side effects. So can you talk to me a little bit about if Greska's Carbon 60 helps the body with, you know, protection from things?
Well, you're talking about viruses and rashes and so forth like that. There's peer-reviewed studies that show that carbon 60 has, for instance, mitigated the HIV virus. Where
Whoa.
yes, it has, and if you type in carbon 60 and HIV, you'll see that carbon 60 it stops the virus from proliferating. It stops the regeneration of it. And people say it's because of the shape. Carbon 60 is a spherical molecule, and viruses are spherical themselves. And some people have said by geometry, who knows what goes on inside you, really at the cellular level. But by geometry, it gets in there and stops a virus. But the results are it stops the virus from replicating. So, and we have people that have a COVID, affected by the COVID virus. And I've had people drink a whole bottle in a day. A bottle comes in a, 45-day supply, and they drank the whole bottle and they saw results. It can't hurt. Too much of it cannot hurt you. Carbon 60 is a special molecule that helps with inflammation and free radicals. If you're familiar with free radicals, they're basically molecules missing electrons. So carbon 60 basically donates one of its electrons, and being spherical in shape, it's very structurally strong, so it doesn't collapse or anything like that. It just gives up an electron or shares an electron.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of fear that goes around today, right? We're all fearful. That's what they would have. I'm not fearful, but they would have us be fearful of all these different things that are going on. So how would you take it? Do you take it twice a day, once a day? How's the best way to take it if you wanted to use it as kind of a prevention measure?
Well, taking it once a day is what we recommend, but people with more severe issues take it twice a day, because it's more effective than taking more of it in one sitting, because your body works in cycles. You eat in cycles. Everything is in cycles in your body. So if you want to take it once or twice a day, that's fine. Once a day is probably plenty for most people, unless you have a severe health issue. And the way you take it comes in a dropper bottle, and you just squeeze the rubber bulb on top a couple times, and it fills it up about that much. That's all you need. It's very highly concentrated. There's billions and trillions actually of carbon 60 molecules in this dropper, and they're very, very, very small. And that's what makes carbon 60 work compared to, they work very similar to antioxidants in food, where antioxidants give up an electron, stabilize the molecule, but the antioxidants in foods are very, very large. And that's what the breakthrough is with carbon 60, is they're the tiny size. They're very, very small in comparison to like 200,000 times smaller in size. So they can float around the body, and that small magnetic pull from the plus or minus charges is what actually makes them work. And they connect together. They neutralize the charge. So when you get a plus and minus together, it's kind of scientific how it works, but all the science is there. We have it all published on our website. So if you go to our website, you can see it there, c60.com. So take a look at it. And it works very good for colds, and I mean any kind of virus that you have.
So I'll tell you, I was just in Boston with Miliana, my daughter, and here's my water, carbon 60.
Oh yeah.
So I've learned from the hundreds of doctors that I've interviewed. I've learned that the viruses replicate in the nasal passages, right? So if you're going to catch some, people go on planes and they go through airports, and they're like, oh, I don't want to catch anything. The best way, I've been taught through these interviews and all these doctors I have interviewed, they've said, rinse your nasal passages. Right? Rinse your nasal passages, rinse your throat. That's the best way to, if you did pick up something, to just flush it out of there. We should have been doing that during COVID, not wearing masks. We should have been rinsing our nasal passages. So I didn't want to, mess with anything, the water or anything like that. So saline, I just did your Gresca 60 on my nose and at the back of my throat. And I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything, but that was preventative. But again, it's a lifestyle, right? This is something now that I'll do every time I fly. It's just, that's my routine. right?
Mhm.
I'll use the C60 in water to spray it up my nose and spray it at the back of my throat just to give myself that kind of prevention. This is what we have to kind of get used to living like, when we know now that over 90% of all disease is lifestyle related. So it really is just a shift in lifestyle, right? Instead of sitting around waiting to get sick and then using a pharmaceutical to feel better, no, get used to living in prevention. And that's what I try to teach people is, get ahead of it. And the wonderful thing about Greska's is that it's carbon. So can you OD on this, Bob?
No, I mean, like I said, we've had people drink a whole bottle. I had a chiropractor drinking a half a bottle a day. There's no negative or downside to too much. It'll pass through your body and not be a problem.
We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about Greska's C60. Visit C60.com, everyone, C60.com. When we come back, there'll be more with Bob Greska. Stay tuned.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Did you know that 60% of American adults live with at least one chronic disease? At Inside Health, they take the mystery out of wellness with extensive testing and customized lifestyle plans, all from the comfort of your home.
I've struggled with low energy and digestive issues for years, and no doctor could give me real answers. Working with Inside Health was a game changer.
As a mom, I'm always putting my family's health first, but I was neglecting my own. Inside Health changed that. I started feeling better almost immediately.
Inside Health services help you and your family achieve whole body health with non-invasive personalized care. They listen to your concerns and health goals. They will pinpoint areas where your body needs support. They will create a simple, actionable plan just for you. Call them today, 970-685-8060, or visit InsideHealth.com.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints, and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special.
Some of my favorite texts are from listeners that use our products, use our community partner products. And I just got one from Barbara. Barbara texts in all the time. She just said, I love my Greska C60, exclamation point, exclamation point. Thanks, Barbara, for that text. So if you go to C60.com, you will see that Bob has an incredible offer on right now. You can buy one 45-day supply of C60 in sunflower oil and one 40-day supply of C60 in water. That's the spray that I have right here. And you get a free face serum. So he also has a wonderful face serum, which I use as a primer that I put on my face before makeup. And many people have use the face serum and say that they love the way it makes their skin feel. It's soft. It's very, very thin. A lot of primers and makeup can feel goopy. And so that's why he doesn't even market it that way. He doesn't market it as a primer. I just started using it that way and I like it. So that's why I tell people about it. So anyway, take advantage of this awesome deal. Go to c60.com. You can also call Bob. Bob has years of experience and he's worked with so many people and has some incredible stories from people that have used Greska C60. So if you're thinking, I wonder if it could help me with this, and you're thinking that, you're not sure, call him. 720-600-6040. That's Bob Greska with Greska C60. Bob, welcome back from the break here. I want to get into some talk about allergies because we're in spring.
We're in allergy season. It's hitting hard. The pollen's in the air. And, yes. People, like you say, you use a water solution and snort it up your nose, which gets your triad area and stops. I've had people with pollen issues do the same thing. And the next day, or soon after, their pollen issues are subsided or completely gone. And I'm amazed at it myself. So it works. The trick is that it gets after free radicals, which are the cause for most every health issue we have. So if you give it that electron, complete that molecule, the cell now functions the way it's supposed to. So it's not contaminated. Carbon is a very good decontaminant. They use carbon water filters for your water. And, if you ingest poisons, they give you activated charcoal. Now, those things are huge. The particles we have are tiny, tiny, tiny compared to huge. Activated charcoal is like 0.2 to a half a millimeter, which is, that much. And ours are, in the width of a human hair, there's 20,000 side by side. 20,000 in the width of a human hair. That's how small we make the particles. So the bioavailability goes through your body and finds magnetically, almost like a plus or minus charge, finds the charge and neutralizes it, and the problem's gone. So we see a lot of good health with that. And you mentioned the face serum. As far as it's great for acne. So if you have a granddaughter or a daughter that has acne issues, it works for acne very, very well. And there's studies out there. You can Google carbon 60 and any health issue you can find on the internet and see what they're talking about it. But go to Greska's carbon 60. We have the only really truly food grade. We use no solvents in our production. We have a very clean, very small carbon 60 molecule compared to anything out there.
I love that you brought that up because it's important to understand that pure carbon, right, is black.
Yes.
Black. So can you talk just briefly? I know we've covered this before, but I want people to know that what does it mean when someone is buying carbon that's maybe purple or green or different color? What does that mean?
Well, solvents, actually, they use a solvent extraction process. We don't use any solvents anywhere, but they use a solvent extraction process, and the carbon gets tainted with solvents and expands the bond lines in the lattice structure and turns it purple. It reflects that wavelength of purple because the lattice structure gets pushed apart a little bit. And now it reflects instead of absorbing all the light. Carbon is very, very black. Here we have some in a test tube. This is 1 gram of carbon 60. And we produce this. It's something we make in-house. We convert it. It's all organic. It's natural, but it's carbon. And now if you buy a gram of carbon 60 that's out there on the market, you're going to get like 1/20th the volume here, 1/30th the volume, because they're all aggregated crystalline structure together. But ours are separate individual molecules. You can see it's a very, very fine dust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to make sure people understand that you're getting something else other than just carbon if it is colored or
Yeah.
in a different format. And my daughter one time used the water spray as well. She had a headache. She doesn't get headaches very often, but she thought, I've got a headache. She was complaining, I got a headache. I said, let's just try the Carbon 60 and see if it works. And she's like, it's black. It's going to get all over my face or whatever, girls. And we sprayed it anyway, of course. And, it just barely, it was a little bit colored of black, and then it soaked right into her skin. So it was gone. It didn't leave a residue or anything like that. It was just immediately gone. And it took her headache away, Bob.
Yeah.
It didn't take long. It wasn't like 5 or 10 minutes when it started subsiding. And then within half an hour, it was totally gone. So
Yeah, the topical mist is our Carbon 60 in water. And it's a very difficult process to put it in the water. But once we get it in there, it stays in there, and you can just spray it on, between your bridge of your nose, or spray it on your temples for a headache. It sounds crazy, but the results, it does.
It works though. I know it works. I use it all the time.
That's the bottom line. It works. You can spray it on muscle pain, or if you're on the computer all the time and your wrist gets sore, people spray it on there and they see, like you say, sometimes it works very, very quickly. Most of the time, I'll say that. My marketing people don't like to say that because, well, what if it doesn't work? Well, give it a try. The results come in so often that people are using it for many, like joint pain, muscle pain. You can even spray it. We suggest taking the oral product, the Carbon 60 in oil. Take this on a daily basis orally. It goes systemic through your entire body. And then use the topical mist to spray it on locally over, even an organ, it will penetrate. We have documented testing done by this gal in Toronto. She sprayed it over organs, and she could see the health of the organ improve in a short period of time.
Wow.
So it penetrates through the skin. People don't understand how small these molecules are. They're near atomic size. They're like hydrogen. How you can't contain hydrogen because it's so small. You can't put it in any container. It'll go right through because it's the smallest atom there is out there. Well, Carbon 60 is kind of the same thing. It's a very small molecule. It penetrates right through cell membranes. It gets into the mitochondria. It's very small compared to the mitochondria. So it gets inside. There's 1,000 to 3,000 mitochondria in every cell. And the mitochondria, they're very small compared to the mitochondria. So they get everywhere. And they seek out that charge and neutralize the toxin or oxidative stress or whatever, inflammation. Inflammation goes away fairly quickly.
I want to make sure people know about the deal that you have going on right now, Bob. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, you go to our website, and on the coupon code, or what is it, discount code, it's called, discount code, put in TAMMY, TAMMY, and you get 10% off any order. And that's going on for a while, so it's a limited time. So get on the website, stock up now while the price is there. And
Yes.
yeah, it's a good price. It has a very long shelf life, so there's no problem about it going bad or anything like that. So it's a good product, helps you out.
Yeah. And again, I just want to reiterate how important it is to be prepared, and to live in prevention. This stuff travels with me. It's in my purse. We have one in our cupboard at home. We have, my kids got one. It's all around the house because we know it's a go-to thing. The worst part is getting stuck in a situation, where you have pain, like a headache or whatever, and you don't have something with you. And then you have to resort to something that actually does more damage than it may be doing good, right? So some of these over-the-counter medicines that we've talked about at length here, they aren't without consequence. They
Right.
aren't. They're hard on your stomach, all of these things. So just be prepared, have these things on hand.
There's no downside or any concerns about carbon. It's a natural, made out of 18% carbon. Our bodies are. Everything we eat has carbon in it. You can put it on bites, but the bugs are coming out. So bites, noxious bites, burns, bee stings, brown recluse, and stuff like that. We got pictures on our website. Go to our website, c60.com, and take a look at some of the testimonies on there, and you'll see it. They got some good testimonies up there.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard some wonderful stories over the years now. We've been
Yes.
we've been working together for years now, so we've heard wonderful testimonies. Thank you so much for joining us today, Bob. Everyone
Great.
visit c60.com. That's c60.com. If you have questions about it, just give Bob a call. That's the beauty of an American small business owner. You can always reach him, 720-600-6040. Thanks, Bob. Hold
Thanks,
on,
Jamie.
everybody. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I think Bob's a bit of a celebrity in the Naturally Inspired community. He comes to our events. He's on the show all the time. I got a few texts here on my text line from people. Love my C60. Greska C60 is the best. So our listeners love it, and we take it every day, and the difference is remarkable. So it is great for daily detox support. It helps boost energy, enhance focus, better aging. When you shop with Greska's Carbon 60 through naturallyinspiredstore.com, you're not just investing in your health, you're supporting this show and helping us bring real solutions to more people. As Bob noted, use the promo code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, and get a discount in addition. So head on over there, Greska's C60, it's c60.com, c60.com, or you can go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Grab your bottle of Carbon 60. I know you'll feel the difference. All right, let's get back to the news story about the digital journey pass. I have this clip I want to share with you. I came to this topic wanting to stop this, and now I'm at a place where I know it's inevitable. Take a listen. This is about the digital journey pass. Here it is.
On here, well, you bought some boarding pass.
I have. Well, I'm just going to give you. I know you're all way too young, but in the olden days, you used to have an airline ticket.
Still love it.
Piece of paper. Look at that. And they tear out the coupons and everything else, and then you got your passport.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the idea is that within years, and we can argue about how many years, that will all be gone. You know that already when you book a flight, you're going from Manchester to Malaga. You can book the flight in 2 seconds. But then, that's only the start. You've then, later on, got to check in. So you book a flight, basically saying, I'd like to travel. And then they say later on, oh, do you want to travel? And so you'll now get something called a journey pass. And when your passport and your phone finally get integrated, so you've got a proper digital passport, then it will say, oh, that's Bev. Yeah, and you'll be walking into an airport. You won't need to do anything. Facial recognition now so good that, for instance, I've got identical twin sisters and it can tell them apart. And actually, it's really only the family who can do that. So facial recognition is very good, all merges together and you just breathe through and you get to the gate and they say, oh, Bev, welcome on board. And that's it. So
it sounds horrific.
Indeed, it sounds horrific to me. Here it is, right? So first of all, I hate the way he's delivering that. I know this is the UK, but I just hate the way he's delivering that because, why do I have to ask the government for permission to travel? I'm just annoyed right away. Why? I mean, I think it's my generation. We just don't like that. Don't tell us what to do. Do not tell us what to do. And certainly I do not need permission from you to do anything. Because you told me this was a free country, right? That's what you told me. That's what you sold us. Anyway, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, there's a lot of people that are concerned about the digital ID. They're concerned about, all of this stuff that's, coming down the pipeline. You should be concerned, because the digital currency is really the final nail in the coffin, right? Because once they get the digital currency under their control, they can withhold it from you and they can extort you into compliance, into whatever they want you to comply with. But here's what I noticed, and recently having been through an airport, it's already here. It's already happening, and people have no problem with it. At least if they have a problem with it, they're not willing to express that problem. Walking up to kiosks and whatnot to get checked in, there's no point in opting out. They already have your face up on a screen. They already know who you are. They already know. And so when people are like, you're a conspiracy theorist, the chip, you think Bill Gates has put a chip in you, a chip. No. That's so antiquated. They don't need chips. They don't need chips. They don't even need quantum dot tattoos. They don't need any of it. I believe the technology is so advanced that Jason and I were laughing about this, but it's probably true, that you could breathe on something and that thing could probably read your DNA and give you an exact identity. I'm not even joking. I think that's probably totally possible at this point. And so it's here. So what's the real ID about? I think, it's been in the process for many years and it's been sidelined. Each administration has kind of pushed it to the side from what I understand. So it's been a long time thing in the process of happening, this real ID. I think it's probably just an acknowledgement and an opt-in. That's what I think it probably is serving as. It's you voluntarily opting into it. And so, yeah, it's not good news, right? It's not good news. But these people in the UK, especially, I think that one of their leaders spoke at a World Economic Forum type of event, and they declared that they would have this done, this digital journey pass, by October of 2025. And by the looks of it, you walk through an airport, there's a lot of cameras, there's a lot of sensors, there's a lot of things happening. It seems like every airport I go through is under renovation, and I think it's already here. I think they're already using it. And the formality of handing over your driver's license or whatever it doesn't really matter anymore. That's just my opinion on it. But certainly, they're pitching it in a way, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. It's so easy. And of course, convenience. Convenience seems to sell, especially in our country. There are 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mRNA vaccines that are currently in phase 3 trials. So you need to know about these. There are multiple flu. So there's flu and COVID combo. There's an mRNA just flu. There's a norovirus one. There's a quad variant flu vax. So it's, 4-in-1. Can you imagine a 4-in-1? There's one that we talked about yesterday for skin cancer, for melanoma, which, I'll get there. And then there's an additional Moderna one, targeting virus, flu-like stuff. So as I said yesterday, this is a whole Pandora's box that they've opened, and they are not stopping at nothing, because this thing's a cash cow, and it also ties into, compliance and whatnot. So, they'll be pumping this stuff out like crazy. Here's the thing. They need that biologic designation, right? So they have to call these things vaccines. In no way, shape, or form are these things vaccines as you originally understand a vaccine. They aren't. They don't stop transmission. That's not what they do. So it's, that all you got to do is say, okay, so why, with people already have advanced stage skin cancer, are they giving them a vaccine for skin cancer, for cancer? They already have it, right? So it's not about, stopping the transmission or stopping the disease. These are therapeutics. They don't want that designation, though. They do not want that designation, because with that designation, therapeutics, they don't get indemnity. And so they're going to shove as many of these things into the box of biologics as they possibly can. So do with that, information what you will. But understand that's not what they are. Not in the context. I mean, if we're all going to vote on changing the definition of vaccine, which we didn't vote on it, they just did it, then, you can classify them as a vaccine. But we didn't have a vote on this, and nobody owns the English language. And as it gets defined, the definition needs to stay the same, or we got to come up with a new word for it. It's this word games that are unacceptable and deceptive. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. When we come back, I have our health topic today, which is about erectile dysfunction. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
We're back. You've been watching Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you joined me today. Today's health topic I want to get right into because we only have a few minutes left. It's about erectile dysfunction. And I know, what's this lady talking about ED for? I'll tell you why. Because all men need to be aware that this is actually a canary in the coal mine. This erectile dysfunction. When you start experiencing erectile dysfunction, it's actually a whisper from your body that something needs to change. So I want to share this clip with you, and we'll talk about the full podcast and what I learned from it, and nitric oxide in particular when we finish listening to the clip. So let's go straight to the clip.
Their nitric oxide levels at the moment, what kind of symptoms would they experience?
Well, we know there's a hierarchy, right? So the first sign and symptom of nitric oxide deficiency is usually erectile dysfunction. And when you think about this, when we're stimulated or we're about to have intimacy with our partner, we have to dilate the blood vessels. So in erections in both men and women are dependent upon dilation of the blood vessels to get engorgement, to get increase in blood flow, and that's what an erection is. But if those blood vessels can't make nitric oxide, the blood vessels don't dilate, so there's no increase in blood flow, there's no engorgement, and that's by definition what we call erectile dysfunction. And it's the same in men and women, right? Whether it's the penis or the clitoris or the labia, you have to have an increase in blood flow. And without nitric oxide, there's no increase in blood flow. So that's number one. And we call that the canary in the coal mine. Because for years, people thought it was a lifestyle disorder. right?
What, erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's recognized that it's a symptom of loss of nitric oxide and really an accelerated form of cardiovascular disease. So we have to focus on the vascular component of erectile dysfunction.
What other diseases are linked to nitric oxide?
Deficiency. So if you don't correct the ED, then what you start to see is an increase in blood pressure. And when you think about this mechanistically, so we have, a finite volume of blood that's pumping throughout our body every day, every second. And if you can make nitric oxide, the blood vessels are more dilated. So now we're pumping that volume through, more dilated blood vessels. But if we lose the ability to produce nitric oxide, now you don't get the dilation. Now you have smaller blood vessels. You're pumping that same volume of blood through smaller pipes, and simple physics tells us that blood pressure.
Absolutely fascinating. So that was Dr. Nathan Bryan. He's a renowned nitric oxide biochemist, entrepreneur, and author. He's researched nitric oxide for the past 18 years. And he's made a ton of discoveries about nitric oxide. So you have to watch the whole podcast. It's on Diary of a CEO. It's a great, riveting conversation about nitric oxide. So what can you do about it? Well, first of all, acknowledging it is a big step. This is something I think where a lot of people get hung up because nobody wants to talk about erectile dysfunction. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about it. But this is a clear indicator that your levels of nitric oxide are low. And this then cascades over into dis-ease in the body. So nitric oxide is a compound of one nitrogen atom and one oxygen atom that plays a vital role in your body. So you may be even able to increase your level of nitric oxide by eating certain foods, including vegetables high in nitrates and antioxidants. So this is something that you should definitely be aware of. But what are we told in the medical mafia model, right? Medicate erectile dysfunction, right? Medicate it. And in reality, this is a signal coming from your body. And you don't need to be ashamed of it. You don't need to be embarrassed of it. It is what, according to this doctor, is a result of low nitric oxide. And so it'd be nice to know that you can do something about that, right? Without having to take pills that may come with certain side effects. So eating vegetables high in nitrates like celery, cress, lettuce, spinach, arugula, this helps your body keep optimum levels of nitric oxide, increase your intake of antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, polyphenols, glutathione can also help. Nitric oxide boosting supplements. So there are supplements on the market that can help boost your nitric oxide. L-arginine is one of the things. L-citrulline is another one. But this is the really interesting part about this. Limit your mouthwash. So we've talked about mouthwash on here before because we know that it destroys your gut microbiome, right? You're using that every day, gargling with it. Your gut microbiome starts in your mouth. And so the chronic use of mouthwash actually contributes to destroying the bacteria in your mouth that can contribute to the growth of cavities and other dental diseases. But mouthwash kills all types of bacteria, including the beneficial ones that help you produce nitric oxide. And that just made me kind of be like, oh my gosh, because, a lot of, and no offense, but a lot of older guys will use mouthwash and I always smell, mouthwash on older men. And I think they think they're doing a good thing, by using mouthwash, but it's actually destroying their good bacteria. So, so the good bacteria is destroyed up to 12 hours, and this leads to a decrease in nitric oxide production, and in some instances, an increase in blood pressure. So the detrimental effects of mouthwash on nitric oxide production may even contribute to the development of diabetes. What? Yikes. Which is characterized by malfunctions in insulin production or action. So it's a fascinating topic. And it just brings me back to like less is more, right? We've learned a lot about dental health. I have over the last year as I've brought you all kinds of different information about dental health and how less is more. And how we've kind of like, this is a money-making operation as well. The more procedures they can do, the more money they're getting paid, right? It just is crazy to think that the very products that they've been selling us to stay healthy are actually causing the problems. It is, it's really pretty gross when you think about it. So make sure you're getting your blood flowing with exercise, right? So if it were me, I don't use mouthwash, but if it were me, I'd be stopping using mouthwash right away. And I would, of course, clean up my diet, right? You can't outrun a bad diet. Like you can't go around running off of donuts and gas station burritos and coffee and things of that nature, right? You can't live off of that. You can't outrun that. You have to address your diet, number one. And then making sure that you're getting your blood flowing on a regular basis with some kind of movement or activity, right? The other variable when it comes to erectile dysfunction is to look at medications. Because a lot of these medications now, especially like SSRIs, they can be associated with sexual dysfunction. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not your fault that there's reasons for this. And a lot of times we get pitched that it's idiopathic. We don't know why, blah, 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 right? No, we do know why. We do know why. We do know why. And it's a matter of changing your lifestyle, to get yourself back on track with your optimum function in your body. And I think that could be one of the things that disturbs me most about the medical mafia model is that they put the blame on the human body. They put the blame on you. And in reality, you were born whole and absolutely fabulous. I mean, I'm just mesmerized by biology every day. And to con you into thinking that you don't have what you need to live healthy and to enjoy optimum health, that makes me so irritated. I'm so upset by that because it's not true. It is not true at all. You were perfectly made. You've been watching and listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back here 3 o'clock tomorrow for Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, Download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites. And click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.